Since things aren't going well for her and she cheated on Papoose for months with one of his proteges, it appears that Remy Ma is finally beginning to realize how badly she messed up their relationship. Now that he's moved on with someone else, she seems to want him back and will stop at nothing to get him back. But Papoose's new booth bang Clarissa Shields isn't going to sit back and take it easy. Back and allowed Remy to remain her man, because she recently came out to expose Remy for Filth's attempts to seduce Papoose by using devious tactics like sending illicit pictures and other such things. What is Remy's goal here, and is she attempting to end Clarissa and Papo's relationship for no other reason than that she looks too having? If you're wondering why Remy M seems so impressed with Papoose and Clarissa, it's because Clarissa isn't your average Instagram body, which is what rappers want when they're single. Since Papoose had been in love with me for a long time, and the man stood 10 toes down behind her when she was sent to prison, it's not surprising that Remy initially didn't worry about the divorce process because she likely assumed that he would come pleading with her to take him back. Then Remy overplayed her hand and cheated, expecting Papoose to stay with her because, as I mentioned, he was crazy in love with her, and she believed she could get away with anything. That was the last straw for Papoose because he said psych, and he dumped her. They had gotten into a lot of trouble by smuggling her skeleton key, and even got married while she was still in prison. If that isn't devotion, I don't know what is. Moved on with Clarissa. We assumed that they would keep their relationship low-key because Papoose had recently ended a long-term relationship with Remy Ma. And given how much he and Remy were in love, and how they were the epitome of black love in Hollywood for a while, he probably didn't want to be in a public relationship this soon. However, Papoose shocked everyone by choosing to start a very public relationship with Clarissa, dancers, and mixed martial artists in the world. She is the only female or male boxer in history to hold all 4 major world titles in 3 weight classes. And she is the 3rd female boxer in history to win a title in 5 different divisions. She isn't an Instagram baddie, a bimbo. As of right now, October owns the record for the fewest professional fights in which she became a 2, 3, 4, and 5 division world champion. In addition to being younger than Remy, she is also extremely accomplished, successful, and wealthy. According to sources, this irritates Remy because she can no longer claim that Papa has been devalued. I won't try to say that Remy isn't a catch herself because she isn't a lished person. In 2022, she is ranked by ESPN and The Ring as the world's best active female middleweight and the best active female boxer pound for pound. Kind of rapper once upon a time, and she's kind of doing well for herself, but as I mentioned, she can't claim that Clarissa is a downgrade, because as you all recall, she and Papo broke up when she cheated on him with ease using the block captain. Even though she didn't realize it at the time, Papoose was done with Remy after. He got into a fight with Easy and knocked him out. She had spent months denying the affair and saying that her marriage to Papoose was fine and that people were making it up. However, Papoose made it clear that he had moved on from Remy and soon went public with Clarissa, but he made sure to keep it respectful of Remy and never public. Remy became enraged over Clarissa's relationship with Papoose and decided to. She timed it perfectly to coincide with the release of a movie about Clarissa's life that featured Ryan Destiny and several other artists. The movie was a huge deal, and Clarissa needed all that she could obtain, and fans believed that Remy purposefully intended to ruin that for her out of jealousy. She attacked Papoose and Clarissa on Instagram, sharing a text message that Clarissa had sent him that read, "You take responsibility. You are the one who is married. If you can't at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, it shouldn't be a big deal to let me know you made it home safely or to communicate you." Fell asleep in the Sprinter. Indeed, it sounded as though Clarissa and Papoose were skulking around before Papoose and Remy formally broke up. She asked Papoose to be upfront with her, and Remy sneered at her, causing Papoose to fall asleep on the phone while Clarissa was lying in my house. He is a world champion boxer, and he refuses to leave. He hung up as soon as she heard my voice. So now I begged Pat to do something to stop the narrative, but he kept telling me that the best thing to do is to just stay quiet. And he said he would never F you because you're ugly, but don't worry, I saw everything now. Only one thing, but she didn't stop there because she also wrote to this lady, Clarissa Shields, and that sorry publicity team has been putting out fake stories on me every day to make me look bad, and him look like God's gift for too long. The world will witness it because you are so resilient. Bo. When Clarissa discovered that Barry had exposed her online, Remy was determined to cause as much trouble as she could, so she leaked more texts to show how furious she was. She blew up Papoose's phone saying things like, "I know you hate the internet games, but you need to do something today about this girl. And my PR team is going to freak out when they see this, so I can't be up there exposing her. You shells, you were a dummy." He followed your advice, but not before I took a screenshot of everyone's thoughts, realizing that he was getting me arrested. The woman who hadn't cheated on him in 17 years, while he was planning with one of his side chicks to try to ruin me. The same woman could have used my platform to "I got all of your pictures and messages from the girls while I was away, and he was holding me down." He was going to say that he wrote my resume, and if anything private was leaked about me, it was him because he threatened that too, Remy. Then he leaked more texts in which it appeared as though Clarissa was pleading with Papoose for the bare minimum, saying, "I'm not happy, but all right, I'm going to stop. I don't want to stress you more than you already are, so I'm just going to stop. My feelings are not justified. Even though being honest is always the best course of action, I can't thank you for it since I'm just weary of talking and you're not listening. I won't say anything more. You will do whatever you feel like doing. I'm requesting presents. I'm tripping, and I'm expressing that I enjoy flowers, and that I want time to myself. I'm tripping, and I'm just lying here feeling foolish, and I don't know how to feel. For saying, hey Miss Shields, I'm a one. Remy clown a boyfriend woman in the same manner. Since I'm a woman and I was a one-husband man, MFS won't just go, oh, and he won't buy you anything because he believes he's the prize and is a taker rather than a giver. I also have the bag, so please stop playing with me because I'm not the enemy you want, and I'm actually very happy. That's why your boyfriend is NAD, and I know you said you feel stupid, but you also look stupid. Right now, Remy is doing well. The block captain said, it's sad to say that as a narcissist, she chose to cheat on him repeatedly. Now that I've finally moved on, she's playing victim. I've requested a divorce numerous times. She'd rather clout chase on social media than handle this like civilized adults I did. This was because P had to step in and defend himself and his lady, and he called Remy out for being sour about him leaving her even though she had cheated on him more than once. For the sake of my 6-year-old child? Nonsense. As you can see, I remained silent throughout it all. She went on, I will never get anyone arrested again. You are the ones who play with the police, lying about events that happened in front of the world. It's pitiful to fabricate text messages that you say are from 10 years ago in order to create a false impression. He then addressed the claims that Remy had cheated on him with his friend Easy the Block, claiming that it was narcissistic behavior, to fabricate a story and justify cheating. When I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, the captain said, this is where Remy was. Now that I've moved on, she's irate and fabricating lies. She's a narcissist. I told her we could get a divorce like adults, but she won't do that because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this chump out, even though I still received her pleading messages. The last time I saw this jerk, he was in the fetal position, and everyone saw it. I knocked him out, and Remy woke him up and took him home with him for 4 days. As you can see, my daughter couldn't wait to lie about it again, narcissist. I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. Instead, I knocked him out because he shook my hand and then slept on my wife. But Remy Ma, that you're fine in the background no matter what I do with my child on any significant day. You denied the claims that they left their daughter behind on Christmas, claiming that all you do is pretend to also have a serious gambling problem and try to pressure me for money so that the divorce can go smoothly, she added. I've been pleading with you to leave and get a quiet divorce for years, but you said that the only way you can do so is by having a public outburst because you know I'm not the social media type, and you use my morals from my upbringing and the so-called gangster girl image against me by filming me saying things like, oh, Remy Ma, I'm going to call the police for help. You're a snitch, a rat. Your brother is named Joe. You're Tread. I do everything in my power to keep the black love image I helped create for you intact, and my stupid self was telling them not to talk about who I really am. She also said that he was jealous because she was more successful than he was, and you were okay with the lies being told about me. How many friends and family members did you intentionally make uncomfortable and push away? You also claimed that I started my rap battle league and that I was supporting other rappers over you. You even said that you were going to try to ruin it. I'm so tired of the fake knockout story that everyone knew what they heard was not what they saw, and you insisted that it would go away when, in reality, you snuck in and out like a thief in the night wearing a mask. My security knew you through because he knew you, and you helped create a false narrative to the public by feeding battle rappers and my company stories and purchasing information. Then, you forced me to accompany you to the awards and pretended that everything was fine because you were envious of me receiving treatment. She subsequently made claims that she was a victim of domestic violence since Papo allegedly touched her regularly, and she developed a play with police about it. You forget, Pap, that the pool was never built because you were attacking me in the garage and the workmen called the police to get you to stop. I haven't edited it yet, and the audio and video kept lying, but you guys didn't believe her, because, according to her, she and Clarissa had a long history together, and had been friendly before Clarissa stabbed her in the back and took her husband for nothing less than right under their noses. She shared screenshots of Clarissa in her DMS and wrote, he is Papo's weird girlfriend, wishing me a new year. A few days later, this woman was really asking me for tips on how to flaunt her figure. Is insane. At this point, Clarissa was so fed up with Remy's bullshit that she finally responded, I can't believe a 45-year-old woman is crashing out like this clown. I made this monster by praising you, knowing things weren't right, and remaining silent, knowing the truth, because you feel comfortable lying to these people because you think you know what I've got. I promise you you'll be sorry. Behavior. Then remind me to clap back by saying, you're 29, but I'm not 45 yet. You're not getting old like that again, and I'm not your enemy. Tell your boyfriend to buy you flowers and gifts, and don't answer his phone because he was with this Callie girl this week. She didn't expose P for cheating on Clarissa or attempting to, but Clarissa exposed Jimmy for fabricating the text to get into trouble, saying that it's crazy that you're making fake texts. I'm not a bee you can bully. You are, and you're making yourself look foolish, dumb, stop it. She didn't state that Clarissa Shells will fight Remy Ma on February 2nd, so come get your behind, or crash out. We now know that Remy may have hands, but even she is aware that she will not be able to defeat Clarissa because she is one of the best players in the game. As a result, she chose not to respond to the fight challenge, and the drama seemed to end there. At least that is how we perceived it. Because Clarissa just revealed something. If you're wondering why Remy is supposedly sending Pap provocative photographs in an attempt to win him back, it's likely because Pap and Clarissa were having a time together, and he was showing her off and going to games. This is crazy. However, Clarissa went so far as to confess that she was incredibly in love with him, which is why I stated I loved him.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's kind of one of those things I was like, I want to keep him all to myself. I didn't really,
But that's not all, because there are rumors that Papoose is planning to pop the question and propose to Clarissa. It appears that his unpleasant experience with Remy hasn't changed his perspective on love, and he is prepared to move forward with her. However, it doesn't appear that Griffin is going to give up so easily, because she is allegedly attempting to seduce him and still get him back from her. Clarissa isn't the one to play with, though. As insiders say, she is prepared for things to get ugly and fight for her man. This is a mess, but I'd like to know what you guys think about Remy acting dirty like that by trying to send them pictures.